Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Not only for filling most of the Earth's surface with water, oceans should be known for hosting the world's deadliest creatures inside them, sometimes haunting people with their vicious looks, other times surprising them with their incredible features. Here are the strangest things that washed ashore. Oarfish washed ashore. Being part of the mythical tales for so long and living 3,000 meters deep in the water, this fish is quite a celebrity when it comes to the surface, and gave a shock to the scientists when it washed ashore in Southern California, as it was a 4.5 meter long fish and was a completely unknown creature for the scientists. Therefore, it might feel a bit cruel to some of you, but quickly taking to the laboratory, the scientists were more than happy to slice the oarfish for research. And it was the second time, as the first one was even longer, a 5 meter long fish that washed up on Catalina Beach, and according to the scientists, the first one died of natural causes. Giant sea turtle. The beachgoers on the South Carolina beach were left stunned when a giant juvenile sea turtle washed up on the beach in March 2015. It was said to be the first leatherback turtle ever caught in South Carolina. And even shocking was the fact that where grown-up leatherback weighs usually 800 pounds, this one, even though being a juvenile, weighed more than 500 pounds and was in good condition too. Therefore, it was immediately sent to the Marine Department for further research on the species, but was later released. Deep sea fish. Where hundreds of dead fish washed up on the Floridian beach, there was one thing that shocked scientists the most. A whopping 700-pound Goliath that washed up on the beach, preferring the rocky areas and muddy bottoms. The poor grouper came on the edge due to the red tide, formed due to a plant-like organism that damages the nerves of the fish and causes them to end up dead on the beach. Usually, small fish can't survive. Therefore, lifting it from the beach, the authorities quickly removed the specimen, as there were chances of it exploding on the beach. Jumbo tiger shark. Spotted on the Suwok Beach in Indonesia, this massive shark was stranded on the beach. The tiger was 6.5 meters long and weighed no less than 2 tons. Thinking it might be alive and then quickly coming on the beach to rescue the shark, the authorities were disappointed to find it dead. But enlisted as protected animals, even though dead, the authorities asked the people not to go near it. A similar incident occurred in Lingshui County in China, where a juvenile shark accidentally came on the shoreline, but it was too heavy to be dragged back in the water. Therefore, the people had to dig a hole in the sand to send the stranded whale back in the water. Baby whale rescued. Surprising the beachgoers once again, a baby humpback whale was struggling to go back in the water and was stuck in the Palm Beach of Florida for 2 days. It happened in the year 2014. The whale weighed between 15 to 20 tons. Therefore, helping the stuck whale was a tough task. But finally, attaching the whale with special equipment and then pulling it in the water with the help of a motorboat, the rescue workers saved the baby whale, which was miraculously doing fine even after spending 2 days on a beach. And it's like the baby humpbacks have got a habit of popping up on the shores, as another one was also rescued by the people after it was trapped in the Australian beach. Tiny mermaid. Caught resting on one of the rocks. At first, the guys thought of it as a baby seal who lost her way. But then, the unexpected happens, as the assumed seal turned around and revealed its true identity. And it was a mermaid. A tiny but horrifying one, which was casually sitting on the rock, probably looking at the mesmerizing ocean tides, until the guys spotted it. So that's when she realized that it was time to go. And because the visuals seem quite convincing, is this the right time for us to start believing in these alien creatures? Snaily beach. Leaving no signs of the beach containing even a grain of sand, these snails have turned the beach into a black one. It happened in the St. Petersburg beach in California, where billions of seraph snails covered the shoreline. Though the locals are used to the snails washing up, they claim to have never seen them in such large numbers. According to the researchers, there's no need to panic as they feed on dead fish, and these snails often come on the coast, where a high tide could bring them up from the seabed and leave the tiny creepers on the beach. But where the snails turn out to be something not to worry about, these dead fish washed up in Chilean beach alarmed the biologists, as they could not figure out the cause behind this strange occurrence. Could they be escaping from a huge predator? Or is there something fishy going on in the ocean? Monstrous carcass. The New Zealanders made this nasty discovery when they spotted this bizarre creature on the beach. With its cone-shaped teeth coming out of its wide mouth and nothing else present on his face, it was giving the eeriest vibes to the onlookers. And because all covered in gray sand, it was hard to determine the family of the unknown carcass. Some even called it a sea monster. Others believed it to be the carcass of a shark that was deteriorating on New Zealand's beach. But what was it really? That was never known. Blue crabs march. Living in mangroves, sand dunes, and the coastal wetlands, the blue crabs march toward the shores every year during the months of September and October to do the most desired task. Yup, they march towards Cancun's coast to spawn. Blue crabs mate and lay their eggs in the seawater. Now, not just water too, but a single female can lay thousands of eggs. Look at them, some laying eggs, the others strolling on the sand, and some playing in the water. But all of them bring several tourists towards the beach to observe the incredible phenomena. Sea hare. Slimy body, small size, and a slow walk. It may look adorable, but don't judge it by its looks, as the sea hare will squirt purple ink if it feels defensive. Living in the bottom of the saltwater, the sea hares survive on algae, but washed ashore as they sometimes do due to the high currents caused by the heavy winds that push them on the shores. But it will automatically turn on its defensive mode as it will release the ink if injured or stressed, which, even though is not harmful for humans, will easily kill the small fish. Beached shark. Hundreds of black-tipped sharks migrate towards the Floridian waters, and where there have been many cases of sharks biting the beachgoers, this one was a lot different, as a black-tipped shark was stranded on the coast of Florida and was about to die there, when a man fearlessly came forward, held the shark from its tail, and pulled it back into the ocean. And here, a tiger shark, when stranded on the Australian beaches, was struggling to go back. Catching it by its tail and taking it a little closer to the upcoming tides, these three men, after several attempts, were able to save the poor thing. Stranded bat ray. Sometimes it's the smallest ones that stun people the most. Locating a stranded bat ray on the beach, the man instantly rushed towards it to rescue it, and though his rescue ended up good, it's not always the case with the bat rays, as they are often triggered when a human tries to come near them, and then getting defensive, they will often use their stingy tails. Basically, it's a poison-filled spine in their tails through which they defend themselves. Though bat ray sting is not harmful to people, the researchers still ask people to avoid interacting with them. Pulling out a whale. We quite often observe humpback whales washing up on the beaches, but it's what happens to them after they wash ashore that catches people's attention. Like here, when a whale washed up on the Spanish beach and the ocean refused to take it back as it kept popping up on the coast. The authorities decided to remove it from there due to the extreme smell, which was keeping the tourists away. But removing it is never an easy choice, as the whales normally weigh in tons, require a lot of effort to be pulled out. Baby seal approaches beachgoer. Where seals are often seen barging in on people and don't spare anyone from their anger. See here, how the baby seal keeps attacking the little boy until it was saved by the beachgoers. Here's a slightly different case, as this baby seal decided to say hello to the man filming it on the beach, as it slowly approached the cameraman and then sniffed the man's shoe for some time, as if trying to recognize him. Cuddling with them for some time, it then laid down on the beach. Not interacting with the seal, the man was actually protecting it, as human interaction could result in their sudden demise, because the adults often refuse to accept pups who have interacted with humans. Sperm whale. Found dead on a beach in Queens, New York, the sperm whale was first spotted when it was struggling in the shallow water to go back into the depths. It was almost 10 meters long and was only 3 to 4 years old and female, but the poor whale was in bad condition as her whole body was filled with scars. Therefore, even though the bystanders pulled many efforts to send it back and even informed the authorities, it could not move itself back, and unfortunately died on the beach and was later removed by authorities. Massive fin whale. People flocked in their hundreds towards the northern part of this Danish beach as a 15-meter-long fin whale was stranded there. Trapped in the shallow fjord for a week, the whale finally washed up on the beach. But it was also depressing news to hear, as the rescue workers could not do anything to send the whale back in the ocean. After spending a few days on the surface water, the whale was in shock, so going back into the ocean would have done more harm than dying on the coast. So, this huge 30-ton whale spent her last hours among the people, after which she was removed from there. Gray whale. Badly scarred and decomposing in the worst way possible, this gray whale found on San Francisco's beach shocked the onlookers with its horrifying appearance. It was a 12.4-meter-long whale, and though scientists have been trying to figure out what exactly happened to the poor thing, they have so far not been successful. So it could have been nature taking its course, or a crash with a big boat that resulted in the whale to end up like this. But whatever the case is, the locals are worried about their safety, as they believe that whales being present on the coast will attract sharks, which would not be safe for them. Squid washed ashore. Living far away from shallow waters, usually surrounding 1,000-meter deep water, the squid washing up in the Britannia Bay in Western Cape in the year 2020 shocked the biologists as well as the onlookers with its sudden appearance and the huge size. And the fact that it was still alive was nothing but an unbelievable sight for them. But sadly, nothing could be done to rescue the poor squid, because, moving its head for a bit, it then became still as a rock. Not wasting this incredible discovery, a local museum took possession of the squid to add it to their natural science collection. Driftwood barnacles. A monster from the sea? A tentacled beast? What is this creature doing on the beach? Looking like a horrifying animal that came straight from the deep waters, it disappointed the people when the researchers revealed that it was nothing but a log. Yeah, just a log that's covered in hundreds of gooseneck barnacles. So actually, these barnacles stick themselves to a hard surface permanently to never move again, which proves to be an advantage for them in feeding currents. Stranded whales rescue. It happened in New Zealand, where not one or two, but 400 whales were found stranded. Rushing towards them, the beachgoers started doing efforts on their own to help the poor whales, and luckily, the onlookers splashing buckets of water on them, while the others forming human chains to pull the whales back in the water, rescued them at last, and were then applauded by the Marine Authority of New Zealand. Where scientists still don't know the reason behind this heartbreaking occurrence, they think it could have happened due to the high currents, and fear that returning to the waters, there might be hungry sharks waiting for them there. Sandy crab house. Meet the sand bubbler crab, known for its amazing constructing abilities. Totally relating to its name, the bubbler crab will make small bubbles of wet sand and will start making his house. And then, quickly making a sand igloo, the crab will disappear in the sand until it has to fill its empty stomach. But if you're thinking their food comes from the fish world, then you are wrong, as these crabs will eat the sand. By then separating the sand from the organic matter present in it, they will eat the latter and spit out the sand in the shape of balls. Hunter snails. If you used to think of snails as slow ones, well, you're about to be proved wrong. Nowadays, the snails have become a lot quicker and even smarter too. Look here, it's a snail feast going on in here, leaving the beachgoers stunned when they spotted the huge jellyfish stranded on Hersham Beach in South Africa. They were given one more surprise when they noticed something else present there too. Snails! Not some, but a long trail of sea snails marching toward the dead jellyfish. Just look at them going inside the slimy body and enjoying the huge meal. Dead seals on beach. Seeing hundreds of them washed up on the Caspian Sea, the onlookers quickly informed the marine authorities, and it was called a catastrophe, as it was not some 100 but 1,700 seals that came on the shore with the tide. Not knowing the cause, the researchers took samples of the water and collected data to know the actual reason behind their sudden emergence, but nothing was revealed. Therefore, the authorities called a natural cause behind this heartbreaking incident. But not just once. Seals have washed up on the beach many times, alarming the scientists as they failed to find out the reason behind this. Dolphin plays with beachgoers. Spotting its fin in the shallow waters, these people thought they had spotted a shark when it revealed its face, and it was a dolphin. Not just a dolphin, but a quite bubbly dolphin, as it came near to the beachgoers on the Japanese beach and it started poking their feet. And here, a whole pod of dolphins was seen swimming along with the beachgoers, leaping and splashing water on the people. The dolphins gave them a once-in-a-lifetime memory to cherish forever. Giant albino whale. Stranded alone on the coast, the albino whale carcass was found in July 2022 on the Victorian beach. Mistaken with the migaloo, which was a male humpback whale that was famous for its white color, this one has gone viral in recent days as the people were concerned for the safety of migaloo. But researching and collecting data from the carcass, researchers revealed that it was not migaloo, as this poor humpback whale was a female that was caught and stranded on the beach. And it wasn't even an albino whale, but probably lost its pigment after staying in the sunlight for so long. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by one of our subscribers. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it on over to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos. A family was given the surprise of their lifetimes when they spotted a creature known to live in the deepest waters that washed ashore on the beach in Long Beach, South Africa in May 2022. The squid was 2.2 meters long with its tentacles and was believed to be more than 200 pounds. Though the researchers did not reveal what happened to the poor creature, the onlookers say that it probably had a run-in with a boat, as it had scars on his tentacles. Juvenile sunfish. Being the most harmless fish comes with its consequences, and when it's a juvenile fish, it's a feast for the predator. The sunfish was caught in the surface water, but then fighting with the tides for some time, it was later seen stranded on the beach. Though an unfortunate incident, the researcher says that it is quite common among the juveniles as they are not used to the environment. They are often trapped in the shallow water when the tide goes out, and sometimes it's because they're already dead because of the extreme cold weather during fall. Mucky creature. Terrified to go near it, the man is poking it with the help of a wooden stick. Turning its hairy body over, he's trying to figure out what this creature is. Spotting it in the middle of the night, people called it a hairy monster because of the huge amount of hair present on its body. But investigating in the daylight, researchers were shocked to see the eerie figure. They believe it to be some kind of dead whale whose decomposing body, staying in the water for too long, started to look like this. But it did not convince the people at all, as they believed it to be a creature from the deep waters that no one knows about. See you next time.